Hello guys. So today's project is going to be on this 2014 Chrysler 200, and it's the V6 6.3.6. What we're going to do today is change the valve cover gaskets and seals. What's going on with it? It's leaking oil. There's a bunch of oil on top of the motor, guys. I don't know if you're able to see it, but it's wet down in there. It's wet over in here. So there's a bunch of oil, especially coming from the back end. When you go underneath, there's oil coming from the top and it's coming down in the back. So more than likely it's that valve cover gasket. Just going to go ahead and change that valve cover gasket, and that should take care of our problem. First thing, guys, we're going to do, first disconnect the battery. Remember, the battery is on the driver's side underneath the wheel well. So it's right here. Remove your fender liner, driver's side front wheel, and your battery is going to be right up in there. It's a weird place, but yeah. So we're going to disconnect that battery, guys. And after you got your battery disconnected, we're going to go ahead and take out this air filter box. So we're going to remove this air filter box, a couple bolts. There's a 10mm bolt here. There's a retainer right here. Clip, you just pry that out of there. Remove this right here, this 8mm clamp. There's one more up in here. We're going to remove that one as well. There's a clamp, 8mm bolt right there. So we're going to remove that so we can get this air duct line from right here up to here, guys. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So, and then we move on to the next step. Before you do that also, there's some things you're going to remove. There's this hose right here. You're just going to pull it off the deal. Or you want to pull it off from down here, whichever way. Get that out of there. And then there's this hose, right? We can do that afterwards. But these hoses on top, all these wires and hoses, gonna go ahead and remove those. So this one here, you can just pull that up out of there. If you want to mark them, guys, you can go ahead and do that. But I don't think you can mix them up. They're different sizes. And then this hose right here, see this hose? Pull it off. It's this wire right here, this clip. Let's remove this clip, pull it back, pull back and squeeze, get that out of there. There's on mine, I got a zip tie in here on this clip, so pull it up. So this fastener, you just push down on there so you pull it up. That's loose. There's one more right here. Pry that out of there. Got a wire loose, and then from the air canister, this right here, there's a wire to it. So then there's another hose right here. You pull this up. Oh, that's already. So this one here, squeeze and pull this one backwards, guys. It's out there. Okay. So this now, this air duct is ready to come out of there. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move the bolt, the clamps, and then I'm gonna take this up out of there, and then we go to the other step, guys. All right, so we got this chunk out. So now we just got the back portion of this air duct. I'm gonna take this piece out of there, and it connects right in there. So I'm gonna take it out from in there, pull it out. So we got this retainer clip here, gotta remove that. And in the back, it's fastened down, but all you gotta do is pull it up. Pull it really hard. I'm gonna show you what it's connected into. Remove this wire right here, guys. So squeeze and pull. Okay, and these wires are already These wires are already off, so we're gonna go ahead and pry this out of there. Here you are, guys. So this is it. So in the back, these two booths, they're down on a, like a pole. It's connecting there. I'm gonna show you that pole right here. So that's what it's connected to, and there's another one over here, over there. So all you gotta do is pry really hard on it, guys. All right, so the next step is gonna be this air intake manifold. So I'm gonna take off the manifold. So remember, we remove these holes so you can shove them to the side, the wires and stuff. Chuck them to the corner. And then you see what other wire need to move. So this hose as well, you can go ahead and pull it off of there. This one. Move that hose. It's not connected anymore to that. So the manifold, the air intake manifold, got a few bolts on there. I'm gonna take off those. So we got one on the front here, one here, 10mm bolts. And then we got one here, guys, one here. So there's one there, one here. And then so we're gonna go ahead, remove those, and our manifold should be loosened up, get it out of there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. These ones in the back, they're 8mm. Also, guys, so there's one bolt down in here. See, there's another one down in there. Just gotta remove those as well. 8mm. Okay, guys, so the manifold is loose and it's ready to come up out of there. But what I noticed is these two brackets. See these two brackets? Won't come off of there. What I had to do is so this bracket, you can, if you have a E10 socket, I have the one, but it's easier. You can take these studded bolts out, or what I found easier is go all the way down to the bracket. Now at the bottom of the bracket, there's a nut, and you can remove that nut. So I think it's like 12mm nut. That nut right there. Yeah. Loosen that nut up. Already started loosening mine up, and this bracket will come back. You see that? Do the same thing to the other side. So this bracket right here, I loosened it up already, so you can get the manifold out of it. Okay. So now manifold can come out of there. Okay. Okay, guys, so now we got access to our spark plugs and spark plug coils here, and those 3 in the back. So we're gonna go ahead and take out the spark plugs on the coils, or to take out the coils, and it's up to you if you want to take out the spark plugs, but you don't have to take the spark plugs out. I'm gonna take out the coils, and so what we're gonna do is just disconnect the wires, squeeze and pull back, guys. Squeeze, pull back. We're gonna do the same thing in the back. Then 10mm bolts. We're gonna remove these 10mm bolts from here. Also, we got those 10mm bolts around it, or maybe 8. We'll see. It looks like 8mm bolts here. Yeah, definitely. So it's 8mm bolts in the outer parameter of the valve cover. We're gonna go ahead and remove this. Remember guys, the same identical, it's gonna be identical as the front and the back. You know, so whatever amount of bolt, the setting of the front is gonna be the same setting as for the back. And squeeze, remove all your wire connector, electrical connectors, guys. You need 2 hands. There's 2 here, so there's 2 in the back as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, guys, and get this valve cover out of there. And then we'll go ahead, guys, and remove the bolts, 10mm bolts. You do that to the back, and then we go to the next step. Okay guys, another thing, got to move this screw right here. Yeah, so that's got to be moved. So it's a T25, get your T25 socket. Once you get that out of there, see that? So now it's out of there. Just gotta wiggle it out. Take your time. There's some clips. So grab your pry tool. There's a couple retainers. Zip ties. Back here. There's one back here. There's one in the front here. Here you go. Just like that, guys. Put this on the table. Okay, so that's what the front half looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and do the back one as well and get it out of there. Okay guys, you gotta pull this stud out of there. There's a bolt on the Okay guys, so I got all the bolts from the back one, but it's not coming up. So I grabbed this mirror so you can look in the back and see if you got any more bolts. There, and sure enough, there's one more in this corner, in the back side. Remember, this should be the same amount of bolts that's in the front. So yeah, got one, so I'm gonna grab this up. Okay guys, so another important thing before we can get the back cover off is the evap. It's connected to the cam. So you got to get, this is on here. I pulled this up off of there so I can have access to this, the evap. It's a T20 screw right here, and there's one on the bottom side. One on the bottom side is going to be a little challenge, but you have to get this off before you can get the valve cover off, because it's stopping it from coming up. So we're going to go ahead and take that off. Fight with the bottom one next. Okay guys, I think I got it. It's gonna be a little challenge, not too bad, it's a little bit, but what I did is I got an extension hooked up to my T20 bit I gotta fish it from underneath these holes. So you gotta separate the bit, the socket from off the, let me show you. So I fish for it with my socket and my tool from underneath these hoses. And how I know it reached the nut or the screw is I got my mirror, guys, that's stuck in back here. And you can tell from back here. It's kind of hard with the camera to show it to you, but it's possible. So you see what I'm saying? Fishing under there, and what makes it easier, I got my my socket, this electric ratchet handle. It makes it easier. So now I got it off there, and now you can get that out of there, guys. So this is it. You got to get this out. This either valve or purge valve. And now our valve cover is ready to come up out of there. You got to go pry it up and stuff. All right, I'm gonna pry this back cover off. Make sure to remove all the wire harnesses and the retainer clips that hook these wires to it on this side. Okay guys, this is it. The one in the back. Make sure there's a bunch of clips, retainer clips that goes in here. So you got to make sure you disconnect those, and one more here, so 3. So 4 clips that is connected to the wire harness, and it goes in there. So get your pry tool and pry those out of there. If not, it's gonna be a pain for you to get it out of there. So now it's out. So that's the wire harness. I'm talking about those fasteners. There's one there, one more here. There's one over here. And those go in the back of the valve cover, so you gotta release those first. You can tell it's definitely leaking oil back over here. So that's behind so it's wet behind the valve cover. So guys, want to clean off the surface of these. So clean off the surfaces. Through here, clean off the one in the back. Now we're going to get ready to change our O-rings and stuff. Remove these O-rings. They become so brittle, solid, hard. When they become so hard, they don't seal anymore. Okay, to get these the coil tubes, spark plug coil tubes out of there, the old seals, and get me a flathead screwdriver. It's not sharp, and the tip it's not. So we're gonna knock this out of there. It. And you take your time and get a mallet. Just go from side to side. All of these are solid, so brittle right now, and that's why oil is passing by them. Toss those. I'm gonna get this cleaned up. I'm gonna get some brake clean. I'm gonna wash it down, spray it off, clean both the outside and clean up the inside. Then we're gonna put our new seals back in there, guys. All right, so this is all our seals stuff, guys. Got it cleaned up. Got 2 big ones. These ones goes into the right where with the air manifold sits on. So these go right where the air manifold sits. Change those as well. And these we're gonna put back in. So this is on the front side. We got 2 of these. So right where these ones are, these bigger holes, where that see if I can find the sensor comes out of. I'm gonna change those 2 as well. And then these 6 for the spark plug. For the spark plug coils. So you should have all your seals. All right, so we're gonna put the spark plug coils seals in first. And that's that. So you notice on the seal, it's a flat side. And there's a cone side, or bevel side. So there's a bevel or a cone side, and there's a flat side. So the flat side is gonna go down in there. And if you look, there's a flat surface down in there. Let me set this. So you see down in the hole is a flat surface. So the flat side of this is gonna go down. So I kind of dipped mine in some oil. So it's easier to slide in there, guys. Okay, I got me a socket. See, this is a 1-inch. It's a 1-inch socket. Grab my mallet. Use the side with more surface area. Turn it down on there. Okay. So I got this board, kind of set it underneath where the seal is going, so kind of support it while I'm knocking so I don't break anything. Again, flat side down. Okay guys, so this bigger one, the sensor came out of. At the end, the sensor. So the seal that goes in here, it's a bigger seal. Notice there's a rim on the inside. Can't see it. So as I was saying, if you can see it, but if you look from the back, there's a rim on the inside. It's hard to see from my hand, but the same socket, if you stick it in, it fits on that rim. Then you can place it in here. And that's it. That's how we get that in there. Alrighty guys, so I got all the seals back in place. I got the edges cleaned off real good. I went ahead and put on some gasket maker on here. You don't have to, but I just want to be extra. I'm doing a little extra because I'm not planning on going back in here. I didn't put any on the back because it's so difficult to get back there. However, I went ahead and put it on the valve cover itself. I put some gasket maker around the gasket. When you're putting these gasket in, make sure everything is lined up properly. You got these notches, these grooves. This one goes in. And if one doesn't fit, maybe it's the wrong one. You need to try it on the other side. But yeah, we're ready to go, guys, to get this installed. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these installed. All right, so we got the valve covers back on there and tighten down. Also, the torque spec for these bolts are 85 inch-pounds. 85 inch-pounds. The torque spec for these bolts. Make sure you get them tightened down. And I'm gonna go ahead and connect all your wire harnesses, your hoses that you move. Plug back your wire in there, spark plugs and the coils. Put those back in there, guys. Your manifold, kind of clean it up. Throw those back on there, and just like you took it off, you know, from here you should just 1, 2, 3. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in. Hope this video was helpful. Peace out.